So last class we discussed single phase to single phase cycloconverter, and today our topic is single phase to midpoint cycloconverter. Okay, so basically these are divided into two main types that are given as step down cycloconverter and step up cycloconverter. Okay, it acts like a step down cycloconverter. So step down cycloconverter will act as a step down transformer, and that provides the output frequency will be less than that of the input frequency. Okay, here the output frequency will be less than the input frequency. And step up cycloconverter, it provides a output frequency will be more than that of the input frequency. Okay, so that means f naught will be greater than fi. In case of step down cycloconverter, the output frequency will be limited to a fraction of input frequency. So typically it is below 20 Hz. In case 50 Hz supply frequency, in this case no separate commutation circuits are needed as a SCRs are a line commutator device. So for a step down cycloconverter, the output frequency will be limited to a fraction of input frequency. So it is typically it is below 20 Hz in case 50 Hz supply frequency. In case no separate commutation circuits are needed, SCR line commutated devices. So in case of step up cycloconverter, forced commutation circuit are needed to turn off the SCR at a desired frequency. Such circuits are relatively very complex. Therefore, majority of cycloconverters are step down type that are lower the frequencies than the input frequency. Okay. So single phase midpoint cycloconverter. So these are basically divided into two main types, that are step down cycloconverter and step up cycloconverter. So step down cycloconverter will be acts as a step down transformer, and that provides a output frequency will be less than the input frequency. Step up cycloconverter, so it provides a output frequency will be more than the input frequency. So for step down cycloconverter, the output frequency is limited to a fraction of input frequency. Typically, it is below 20 Hz in case of 50 Hz supply frequency. In this case, no separate commutation circuits are needed. The SCRs are line commutated devices. But in case of step-up cycloconverter, we are using a forced commutator circuit to turn off the SCRs for a desired frequency. Such circuits are relatively very complex. Therefore, majority of cycloconverters step down type that are lower frequency than the input frequency. Okay. So here circuit diagram for midpoint cycloconverter. So midpoint cycloconverter, here Vs. So this is so here here we are giving a supply Vs, and here midpoint at the middle we are connected resistor and inductive load. Here the so here two set of thyristors will be there. So at the middle we are connected load, and this is a source voltage Vs. So the source voltage will be sinusoidal. Okay, so this is a circuit diagram for a midpoint cycloconverter. So the source voltage will be Vs, and here A and B at the middle O. At the middle of O, we are connected a load. Here P1, N1 and P2, N2 are the four transistors will be there for midpoint cycloconverter. Okay, so the figure 5.14 will shows a circuit diagram for a midpoint cycloconverter. Okay, these are the input and output waveforms for a cycloconverter. So this is a input waveform. So input will be sinusoidal. So here the input waveform will be given. So Vi will be input out voltage, output voltage V naught. So the output voltage V naught will be given. So when it is marked in red color, So this is a output voltage for a midpoint cycloconverter. So at starting T1 will be operated. After that T4 will be operated and T1, T4. So the set of T1, T4 and T1, T4 and T2, T3 and T2, T3 will be operated. So T1, T4 and 4 and T4, T1. Again T1, T4 and T2, T3 and T3 to T2 and T2 to T3. These are the set of thyristor will be operating. The output waveform obtained will be like this. So it is marked in red color. This is the output waveform for a midpoint cycloconverter. Okay. So it consists of a single phase transformer with a midpoint with a mid tap on a secondary winding. So it consists of a single phase transformer with mid tap on a secondary winding of 4 thyristors. Two of these thyristors will be P1, P2 are positive group and the other two will be N1, N2 are the negative group. Okay, so negative group. So load is connected between the secondary winding midpoint O and the load terminal So positive direction for the output voltage and output current will be marked in figure. So in the figure 5.4 during positive half cycle of supply voltage terminal as a positive with respect to terminal B. So therefore it is the positive half cycle. Both P1 and N2 will be our forward bias from omega t equal to 0 to pi, such that SCR P1 will be turned on at omega t equal to 0. So that load voltage is positive with terminal A and O will be negative. So now the load voltage is positive at instant T1. P1 is a force commutated and forward bias thyristor N2 is turned on. So that load voltage will be negative with a terminal O to A. O and A negative. Now the load voltage is negative. Now N2 will be force commutated and P1 will be turned on. The load voltage is positive within a continuous process will be get step up a cyclo converter output. Okay. This is a output waveform for a midpoint cycloconverter. We are marked in red color for a positive half cycle and negative half cycle. Okay. So actually, so the midpoint cycloconverter will consist of a single phase transformer. At the secondary winding of single phase transformer, at the middle point, we are connected a load. Okay. So here two of these thyristors P1 and P2 are positive group and the other two N1 and N2 are negative group. Load is connected between the secondary winding midpoint O and the load terminal. So here the positive direction output voltage and output current will be marked. So from the figure, positive half cycle supply voltage terminal is positive with respect to terminal B. Okay. Therefore, in the positive half cycle, both P1 and N2 will be forward bias from omega t will be so with an angle from 0 to pi such that SCR P1 will be turned on at omega t equal to 0 so that load voltage is positive at terminal A and O will be negative. Okay. So from terminal A will be positive and O will be negative. Now the load voltage will be in positive at an instant of P1 is force commutated and forward bias of thyristor N2. So then N2 will be turned on. So that load voltage is negative with a terminal O and A. Okay, here the load voltage will be negative with a terminal O and A also negative. So now load voltage of negative. Now N2 will be force commutated and P1 will be turned on. So the on the load voltage is positive. With this continuous process will set up in a cycloconverter output. Okay. So this is a single phase midpoint cycloconverter. We have four transistors will be there, P1, N1 and P2, N2. Okay. So next coming to bridge configuration of single phase cycloconverter. So we discussed midpoint cycloconverter. Next, bridge configuration of single phase cycloconverter. So we discussing single phase bridge cycloconverter. So the equivalent circuit of cycloconverter is shown in figure. Here each two quadrant phase control converter is represented by a voltage source for a desired frequency, and consider that the output power is generated by a alternating current and voltage at a desired frequency. So the diodes are connected in series with each voltage source, represent a unidirectional conduction of each two quadrant converter. If the output voltage ripples of each converters are neglected, then it becomes a ideal and represents the desired output voltage. Here the two quadrant phase control converter will be represented as a voltage source of a desired frequency, and that are considered that output power will be generated by the alternating current and the voltage at a desired frequency. The diodes will be connected in series with each voltage source, represents the unidirectional conduction of each two quadrant converter. So the output voltage ripples of each converters are neglected. Then it becomes ideal and represents a desired output voltage. So this is a black diagram for a bridge type cycloconverter. So one side will be connected as P converter and another side will be connected as N converter. At the middle we are connected a load, and there is a control circuit will be there. So these P converter, so both have supplying a AC supply. So the load obtained will be, so the output current I0 will flows. Okay, here the converter P will current will flow through a N converter and load. Okay. So this is a black diagram for a bridge type cycloconverter. So one converter will act as a rectifier and another converter will act as a inverter. Okay, so one will be acting as a conversion mode, and another one will be acting as a inversion mode. Okay. So here, if the firing angle of individual converters, if the firing angles of individual converters are modulated continuously, each converter produces the same sinusoidal voltage at its output terminal, so that the voltage produced by these two converters have a same phase voltage and frequency. So the average power will be produced by the cycloconverter can flow either to or from the output terminal, as the load current can flow freely to and from the load through a positive and negative converter. So here therefore it is possible to operate the loads of any phase angle, inductive or capacitive, through a cycloconverter circuit. Okay, here the firing angles of individual converters are modulated continuously. So the firing angle of individual converters are modulated continuously. Each converter produces the same sinusoidal voltage as its output terminal. So the voltages produced by these two converters have same phase voltage and frequency. So the average power produced by cycloconverter can flow either from the output terminal as a load current can flow freely to from the load through a positive and negative converter. Therefore, it is possible to operate the load of any phase angle, inductive or capacitive, through the cycloconverter circuit. Here we have positive converter and negative converter will be there. So for each firing, so the firing angle for individual converters will be modulated continuously for each converter. So these all converter will produce same voltage with the same phase voltage and magnet and frequency, and the average power produced by cycloconverter can flow either from a output terminal as a load current, and it is freely moving through a load either positive or negative side converter. So it is possible to operate the loads of any phase angle, so that is inductive or capacitive, through the cycloconverter circuit. Okay. Here, due to the unidirectional property of load current for each converter, it is obviously that positive converter carries a positive half cycle of load current with a negative converter remaining in the ideal during this period. Similarly, negative converter carries a negative half cycle of a load current with a positive converter remaining ideal during this period, regardless of the phase of current with respect to voltage. This means that each converter will operate both in rectifier and inverter region. During a period, it is associated with half cycles. Okay, so from the figure will shows the ideal output and current voltage waveform of cycloconverter for lagging and leading power factor loads. The conduction period of positive and negative converters are also illustrated in the figure. So due to unidirectional property of load current here, so due unidirectional property of load current for each converter, it obviously that positive converter carries a positive half cycle of load current, and with a negative converter remaining will carries a negative load current. So negative converter carries negative half cycle of load current. With positive converter will becomes in off state. Okay, so the phase current with respect, so regardless of phase current with respect to voltage. This means such that one converter will operate both in rectifying and inverting region. During the period, it is associated as a half cycle. So the figure will shows the output voltage and current voltage waveforms of cycloconverter for lagging and leading power factor. The conduction period of positive and negative converter are also illustrated in this figure. So from the figure, so bridge type cycloconverter, the output waveforms will be shown. So these are the V naught output voltage and I naught output current. So the output obtained will be in sinusoidal. Okay, so at starting, so the output voltage from it will be starting from 0 to pi. So at P converter will act as a rectification mode. Okay, so so for P converter will act as a positive converter and it will act as a rectification mode. Okay, so the P converter invert, so then it will be turned off, but from the load here the inductor will be there. So up to some point, the P converter will act as a inversion, and again another N converter will be turned on, then it will act as a N converter will act as a rectification mode. Okay, so the N converter will be in rectification mode and it will be obtained in negative half cycle. Okay, so at starting the P converter will be act as a rectification mode, so that is in positive half cycle. Okay, so at some from pi, after the pi, the so after that it will comes in inversion mode, then N converter will be act as in rectification mode. Okay, we will discuss the one converter will act as a rectifier and inversion mode. Okay, this is the output voltage, and when coming to output current for different power factor we are discussing. So for N converter, starting N converter will act as a inversion mode. Okay, so it will be at negative mode, it will starts, and after that it will be comes in conduction. Okay, so inversion mode, and it will comes to go, it will goes on increasing to positive half cycle, and it will be so in P conversion rectification mode, and it will comes to down for a whenever the N converter will act as a rectification, then I naught will comes to in negative half cycle. This will be repeated. So these are the output voltage and output current waveforms. Similarly, for we have to see this V naught value and I naught values. And starting the I naught P converter will act as a rectification up to some point, and the under converter will act as a N converter will act as a inversion mode. And again N converter will act as a rectification, and P converter will act as a inversion mode. So this is the output waveform, and the output current at starting P converter will act as a rectifier, then I naught will be in positive mode, and it will comes to 0 when P converter will be in off state. So when N converter will be starting, then I naught will begin to negative half cycle, and it will be comes to in a positive half cycle when P converter will be start. These are the output voltage and output current waveforms for cycloconverter with different power factors. Okay. So here the positive converter will operate whether the load current is positive, with negative converter remaining will be ideal. So the same manner negative converter will be operated the negative half cycle of load current. Both rectification and inversion modes of each converter will be shown in figure. So this is a desired output voltage is produced by the regulating firing angle to a individual converter. So thank you to everyone. So today we will discuss bridge converter and midpoint cycloconverter. So today these are completed 50 unit. So 50 unit will be is cycloconverter. So in cycloconverter we will discuss single phase cycloconverter with R load, RL load, and triac operation, and characteristics of triac, and modes of operation of triac, and advantages and disadvantages of triac, and single phase to single phase cycloconverter, and bridge converter, and midpoint converter. So these are the topics in cycloconverter we are discussed. Okay. So thank you to everyone.